Hello, how are you? This is What This Week. I'm Kerry and this is Bookish Adventures in Wellbeing. Let me first start by telling you what I've been reading. So we've started reading The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. This is for a read-along hosted by Jess at Stalking Kafka. We've read the first few chapters so far. This is a lot funnier than I was expecting, you know. It's a mystery about a gemstone, basically. And my understanding is we're going to get different people's perspectives and their version of the story. So we've started off with a kind of older character who's a sort of butler come handyman come house manager type person, and he's really funny. He doesn't mean to be, but he is. He's got all sorts of interesting ideas about what women like and what women want and need, which have given me a good chuckle. So I've been enjoying The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. The other book that I've been reading and have almost finished is The Summer Book by Tove Jansson. This is translated from the Swedish by Teal. This is about a grandmother and granddaughter on an island over various different summers. It's not written in a linear way. Each chapter has its own kind of topic or snapshot in time. So for example, there's one chapter that's about when they got a cat and what happened to that cat as it grew older, and some of the chapters are just about a specific conversation, and it's not set over one summer, it's set over a number of summer periods. The granddaughter-grandmother relationship is chef's kiss divine. It's just beautiful. They're both a bit cantankerous in their own ways, and I haven't got to the end of this yet, but I think there's a lot of parallels to be drawn from this sense of seasonality and our life. So the granddaughter is obviously coming to the summer of her life, and the grandmother is coming to the end of the summer of her life. She's coming to the end of her days. She's starting to struggle with her physical health. She forgets stuff. And so it's capturing that kind of transient nature of seasonality, but also how that applies to our life. There's some really gorgeous nature writing in here too. It's just really, really lovely. I suspect it's very autobiographical. It is a novel, I checked, but the picture on the front cover is actually an island where Tove has spent summers as a child. And there is an afterword by Tove's niece who shares the same name, Sophia, as the granddaughter in this book. So I suspect this is quite auto-fiction-y, but I'm happy to look into that when I've finished reading. I've just got a couple more chapters to go, but it's just beautiful. It's been really easy reading, but also quite profound and touching in unexpected ways. So that's The Summer Book by Tove Jansson. In terms of what I've been listening to, I mentioned last week that I was listening to the audiobook of Home Fire by Kamila, Shamsie, and I don't think I said very much about it, but it's sort of, I'm not surprised by that, because I think I did it a disservice by kind of listening to the audiobook but also in quite a distracted way. So I was kind of like whacking it on in the background, not actively listening, but kind of like letting it wash over me somewhat. Until I got towards the end of the book, and it was absolutely gripping. It really took me by surprise, and I would be really tempted to go back and reread it sometime in the future. So the plot centres a Muslim family living in the UK, and specifically 3 siblings. Isma has brought up her younger twin siblings from quite a young age, because her mother died and her father also died, but he died as a jihadi, and so they have this kind of hangover of legacy from their father. And the twin brother also decides to follow in his father's footsteps and goes off to Syria to join ISIS. The 2 sisters kind of separately befriend the son of the Minister of Defence, I think, or the Secretary of State, something like that, who is also Muslim but much more kind of right-leaning, especially in their thoughts and feelings towards immigration. And where this book goes is really extraordinary, and it really challenged me, because where I thought the book might go, it didn't, and that made me reflect on my racist biases. But it was incredibly compelling, and it really picked up pace towards the end to what was quite an extraordinarily vivid climactic ending. So yeah, I wanted to say more about that because, like I say, I think I did it a bit of a disservice, A, not really talking about it last week, but B, also not really kind of engaging with it kind of fully in the first instance. But I was very much kind of like dragged in. It was brilliant. In terms of content creation and filming and stuff, I've been doing a fair bit of that. It's Shorty September coming up, which is very exciting. I have posted a TBR video, which I'll link down below, and the hosts are all tagged in those videos, so you can find them there. I suspect Sean, Bert and Heather will be tired of me tagging them in things, so if you want to check out the Shorty September TBR, you can find their information and their announcement videos there too. I've also filmed a Shorty September recommendations, which is going to be uploaded on Saturday, because I felt like I've actually read a lot of really great short books which other people might want to hear about, so that's coming separate to the TBR. I've also been filming a new Welsh literature vlog, which I've just finished. It was quite, I kind of took my time with it. It's been going on for bloody ages, but I've finished filming it and just need to edit it, and that will be coming up at some point in the not too distant future. And this week I've started filming a new vlog, which is not a themed reading vlog. Essentially, I'm on annual leave this week and we have some stuff going on, like we've got some day trips and things planned. We're not going away, we're having a staycation, literally staying at home, but we've got a few kind of days and things planned, days out and stuff like that planned, so I'm going to vlog it because I've got interesting things to video, but also I don't want to be tied to a theme or to a specific number of books, so I'm just going to share what I'm reading. So the summer book will feature in there. In terms of what I've been watching this week, something that we stumbled across and really enjoyed was a documentary about the Rockfield Recording Studio. It's a recording studio based in Monmouth, which is just up the road from us, and it claims to be the first ever residential recording studio. It's been going for donkey's years, and there have been some really big bands there, which I kind of knew but didn't really appreciate to what extent, and the documentary captured all of that. So the fact that the Stone Roses were there for like 13 months or something, Oasis recorded Definitely Maybe, the album Definitely Maybe, in Monmouth, just up the road from me in this studio. There was Coldplay, there was Black Sabbath, loads of really cool bands, and the documentary had a lot of them kind of featured in it, talking about their time at this residential recording studio. Lots of them got up to no good. But it was really fantastic. It was on BBC, so I'm sure you'll be able to find it on iPlayer if you're interested. And much like the rest of the internet, we've been watching a lot of Slow Horses this week. It's a series that's on Apple TV, I believe. We watched the first series blooming ages ago, probably when it came out, and then it sort of drifted from consciousness, and I think there's a new series coming out soon, but we've somehow missed two in between and couldn't really remember what happened in the first, so we started from the beginning and worked our way through series 1, 2 and 3 in quite a short space of time, probably within the last week or just over that. So we've really binged it, and it's really good fun. It's about MI6 agents, but a specific group of MI6 agents who have all been discredited because they fucked up somehow and have been sent to this slough house where the agents go when they're out of favour. And Slough House is run by this character Jackson Lamb, who's played by Gary Oldman, and his character is brilliant but also gross. Like, part of his persona is that he's always got greasy hair, he's got a grubby shirt, he doesn't wash, he smells. That's quite a significant part of his character in the series, and every now and again I just get a flash to him as Dracula, and it creates a massive sense of cognitive dissonance. But anyway, it's really good. We've very much enjoyed it. It's quite funny in places. So yeah, we've enjoyed Slow Horses. Let me know if you're on the Slow Horses bandwagon as well. The other thing that I've really enjoyed watching this week is a video on YouTube by Elise Myers. She's put out a video of like 31 things I wish I'd known sooner, or something like that. I think it's like tied in with the 31st birthday, and I thought, oh, you know, that'd be sweet, maybe a bit trite, blah. But it was really good. It was incredibly relatable and profoundly accurate and affirming in many ways. It was really good. So I'll link that video in the description down below as well if you fancy having a look. She's such a funny creator, and this was top tier, really great video, so really recommend taking a few minutes out of your day to watch that. And that's my what this week. As I said, we're off work this week, so we've got a few kind of day trips and bits and pieces planned. Today we're off to Cardiff with some friends. We're going to Golf Fang, which is like mini golf but with cocktails, to do a bit of day drinking, which will be fun. And on Wednesday we're going blacksmithing. So let me contextualise the blacksmithing and the mini golf, to be fair. My partner and I, if you were to create a Venn diagram of things that we find fun and enjoyable, the kind of like gap in the middle where we meet is quite slim, it's quite narrow. So to find things that we both like doing, it can be a bit tricky, but this is where we've landed. Mini golf fits there perfectly. We quite often enjoy a bit of mini golf, but also blacksmithing has appealed to both of us for different reasons. So we're going to go somewhere near Hereford, I think, and make a rose out of metal for the garden. So yeah, that's why that. And then yeah, we'll see what else we've got going on. No doubt I'll fill you in next week. I hope you're all right. I hope you're looking after yourself, and I'll see you again in the next video.